The air was thick with excitement in Oklahoma City on June 24th, 2025. After a nail-biting 7-game NBA Finals, the Thunder had finally delivered the city's first-ever championship since the franchise moved from Seattle. On parade day, almost 500,000 fans, a sea of cobalt blue, swarmed downtown streets chanting OKC and celebrating through the sweltering Oklahoma heat. Mayor David Holt would later call it the greatest single day in the city's history, a triumph years in the making, a point echoed by local reporters. This was more than a victory lap. It was a joyous, cathartic release of 17 years of Thunder fandom. In a city used to weathering storms, this was a perfect day to remember. The players themselves looked almost as awed as the fans. When power forward Chet Holmgren clutched the Larry O'Brien Trophy aloft, confetti burst into the air and cheers erupted from the crowd. Onlookers saw a moment of pure elation, one of their own, a homegrown star basking in the glory. Every glance captured on camera, whether it was Chet's grin or the broad smiles of teammates, told the same story. This was their time. In that instant, the scoreboard of history reset for Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City looked more packed than ever. Reporters noted hundreds of thousands of fans lined the parade route, many showing up at dawn to secure front row spots. Some families camped out overnight. At 7:45 a.m., one fan, Tasha Brown, was already cheering in the shade, explaining that she woke up at 5 a.m. because they deserve it. The team and the fans finally getting their day. Another fan, KT King, summed it up well. It's incredible for Okies to finally have a top dog. To see the championship banners here and a bazillion people out here, it's amazing. Yeah, it's really cool. His words reflected a common sentiment. After years of being overlooked, this team had given the city something to celebrate. These fans came from all walks of life. There were lifelong Thunder diehards and newcomers alike, children perched on fathers' shoulders in matching jerseys and grandparents wiping tears of joy. All were united under one banner, pride in their team. In paint-chipped parking lots and on grassy medians, people passed around mimosa buckets, slurping orange juice amidst the blue fervor. DJs on truck beds blasted celebratory music, dancers and mascots paraded, and confetti machines filled the sky with the Thunder's colors. Even city landmarks joined in. Early on, firefighters unfurled a giant Thunder flag from a fire truck ladder, cheering with the crowd. The crowd itself was a highlight. One reporter described it as a community festival where Loud City roared OKC every few seconds in a truly electric atmosphere. This wasn't a parade of distant heroes, it was a hands-on celebration where players showed up for the fans and the fans showed up for them. Multiple times throughout the route, Thunder players jumped off the open buses to mingle directly with the crowd. Star Shai Gilgeous-Alexander even waded into the throng, photos and phones in hand, posing for selfies with delighted fans. Veteran guard Alex Caruso, who had been there only 2 years, removed his shirt to exchange hugs and high fives, proudly wearing around his neck the championship ring he won with the Lakers in 2020. By sunset, tired voices from chants of MVP had given way to laughter and stories of who touched the Larry O'Brien Trophy. That coveted trophy was carried through the crowd at the finale, giving countless fans a once-in-a-lifetime chance to reach out and hold the gleaming cup. Every interaction became a highlight. Fans talked about how SGA, the finals MVP, had busted through the crowd like a homegrown rock star. One viral clip even showed Shai going shirtless, raising the trophy above the fans' heads as he channeled his inner J.R. Smith while celebrating. Soon, teammate Lou Dort joined him in the crowd, also shirtless, sharing high fives and hugs. These spontaneous moments of joy, MVP on the loose among the crowd, captured the spirit of the day. Even Alex Caruso's quirky flair made waves. He rocked a t-shirt with his own face on Mount Rushmore, and from a stack of matching shirts on his lap, he threw dozens of them into the crowd, making his own brand of history. Meanwhile, players in the back of the buses kept the party going. The champagne that famously wouldn't pop in the locker room finally erupted on the streets of OKC. Aaron Wiggins, Lou Dort, and Alex Caruso cracked bottles overhead, showering each other and unsuspecting fans nearby with bubbly and a sparkling spray. Center Isaiah Hartenstein even got a local reporter to do a tequila shot with him mid-parade, a cheeky nod to their love of good times together. It seemed like the lessons of Game 7's stubborn corks had been learned, as now champagne flowed freely through downtown. The closing ceremony at Scissortail Park brought the already crazy atmosphere to a boil. Throughout the parade, players had taken turns addressing the crowd, each delivering heartfelt thanks. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, in his trademark humility, thanked fans for being so lucky to make it this far, and preached gratitude. But one speech stole the show. Role player Jalen Williams, known for his fierce energy, looked out at the sea of fans and let rip a rallying cry that became an instant legend. He recalled the season's doubters, the ones who said this young Thunder squad was too inexperienced, or even that Oklahoma shouldn't have a team. Then, pointing to the championship banners all around, he shouted to the crowd, "But guess what? We the effing champs." The crowd went wild. It was a mic drop moment right out of a movie script. Thousands of phones captured Jalen pausing dramatically between each line. Fans even call and response, "What?" after him, then concluding with that defiant, "We the effing champs." It was a primal release, a statement of validation that Oklahoma City belonged in the sports spotlight. Other players had similar fireworks. Josh Giddey, often called J-Dub, pumped up the fans, thanking them for sticking by the team through rough patches, shouting, "We love you guys," into the megaphone. Each star's message was the same. This win was as much the fans as it was the players. Even Shai's dad, speaking off mic to a local reporter, expressed pride not just in the championship, but in how Shai carried himself. He said he was more proud of his son's off-the-court stuff, the character and humility Shai showed, than anything in basketball. All these moments underscored a theme. The Thunder saw themselves as one big family with Oklahoma City. Beyond speeches and trophy touches, little moments of levity and joy peppered the day. Early on, SGA arrived at the Paycom Center rally wearing a giant Canadian flag as a cape, firing up the crowd with patriotism before the buses even moved. At the parade's start, the Thunder drum line and the beloved mascot Rumble made sure the beat stayed alive. Drums thundered through the streets, and Rumble himself raised his arms to energize the crowd. Colorful confetti cannons exploded at intersections, coating fans and players alike in red, blue, and white paper. Each pop of confetti was a snapshot of joy. Some scenes will be replayed for years. One viral highlight featured Caruso casually handing out his championship boxers, underwear bearing his face, from the bus roof, much to the crowd's delight. Another memorable clip showed Tyrese Halliburton, perhaps the league MVP, skinny dipping for a second after the trophy. Kidding, that last one might be wishful thinking. Actually, the unexpected hit was "We the effing champs," echoing on loop in every Twitter feed. And one hilarious moment. After struggling to pop a bottle all year, Dort took on the responsibility of popping a giant bottle atop the bus, demonstrating with glee how grown-ups really do it this time. Fans laughed and cheered as Dort smashed that cork sky high. All around, the vibe was heartwarming. Families took selfies with players who walked by. One little girl clung to the railing as Isaiah Joe pointed at the championship shirts he tossed into the crowd. Every corner of the event felt inclusive. As a COSU reporter noted, people seemed to recognize, "This is like family, we do everything together," just as Shai would say on stage. There was an unspoken understanding. This parade wasn't just about basketball, it was about a city coming together, year after year, to celebrate something bigger than the game. By evening, the celebration had wound down to an emotional finale. On stage at Scissortail Park, Oklahoma City's leaders took the podium. Mayor Holt, overwhelmed, announced that each player would get an honorary day in July named after them, cementing their place in city lore. He reminded everyone that a championship reflects the city's own triumphs. "A championship in sports is a prism through which the world views the city's overall success," he said, noting that Oklahoma City's moment in the spotlight would open doors for decades. Governor Kevin Stitt stood nearby, beaming in thunder blue, as if reminding people that this was Oklahoma's moment on the world stage. One reporter summed it up: "This parade was the culmination of a long dream." When the final buses eased into Scissortail, each Thunder player held hands as they took the stage. With eyes gleaming under streetlights, Shaw spoke again. "This is like family. We do everything together. And guess what, guys? We won an NBA championship together." The crowd roared, tears mixing with laughter and applause. When the dust settled and the confetti fluttered to the pavement, one thing was clear: Oklahoma City had showed out for its Thunder in a way the league had never seen. All over town, people went to sleep reliving clips of the parade, the chants, the smiles, the trophy, and dreamt about a brighter future. They knew that the team's young core, bonded like family, was just getting started. With a new arena on the way and a city fully behind them, fans believed this was only the first chapter of a dynasty. The championship parade was more than a party. It was a vivid reminder of what sports can do: unite a city, lift up its people, and turn long-suffering hope into uncontainable joy. Whether it was a 5-year-old seeing the Larry O'Brien Trophy for the first time, or an 85-year-old who finally saw his lifelong team lift the cup, each person there took home a memory of community and triumph. As one longtime fan put it, the parade felt like the payoff for enduring every past season together. In the end, the best moment may not have been a single cheer or a single play. It was the total sum of all these moments: a city united, a team fulfilled, and every voice on the streets of OKC chanting OKC louder than ever. And as the sun set on a breathtaking day, everyone knew the Oklahoma City Thunder had not only won a championship, they had captured the heart of their city forever.